Written by Fareed Zakaria, the author of The Post-American World and a CNN host, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's address to the UN General Assembly was notable for its stark imagery. He presented two maps, each conveying a contrasting message about the Middle East. One, labeled The Blessing, depicted nations Netanyahu views as partners, including Egypt, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, and India. The other, The Curse, focused on Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. The omission of Palestine was impossible to ignore. Netanyahu aimed to create a clear dichotomy for his audience. He wanted world leaders to visually grasp his core message, that Iran poses an existential threat. The blessing designation for India carries significant weight. It reflects a dramatic shift in the two nations' relationship. Once bound by Cold War politics, India and Israel have steadily deepened ties, particularly in defense and technology. This categorization is not without controversy. Critics argue that it oversimplifies India's nuanced foreign policy. India maintains cordial relations with Iran and relies on it for energy needs. However, shared concerns over terrorism, particularly emanating from Pakistan, have pushed India and Israel closer. Netanyahu's move can be seen as a strategic maneuver. By publicly acknowledging India as a crucial ally, he aims to solidify the partnership and encourage deeper collaboration. It also sends a message to the international community: Israel is not isolated, it has strong partners on the global stage. Netanyahu's labeling of Iran as a curse reflects the deep-seated animosity between the two nations. He pointed to Iran's nuclear ambitions, support for groups like Hezbollah and Hamas, and involvement in regional conflicts as evidence of its malign influence. Iran, in Netanyahu's narrative, is the root cause of instability in the Middle East. He accused Tehran of exporting terrorism, threatening Israel's existence, and destabilizing the region through its proxies. This characterization resonates with some in the international community, particularly those who view Iran's actions with suspicion. However, others see it as a simplistic and inflammatory portrayal. They argue that Netanyahu ignores Israel's own role in regional conflicts and its continued occupation of Palestinian territories. Critics also point out that Iran has legitimate security concerns and that dialogue, not demonization, is the path to resolving tensions. Section 4. Shifting sands of regional alliances. Netanyahu's maps also highlight the evolving geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. The inclusion of Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Sudan alongside Israel reflects the shifting alliances driven by shared concerns over Iran. These Arab states, once staunchly opposed to Israel, have found common ground with their former adversary. This realignment is a significant development, reshaping the regional power balance and creating new opportunities for cooperation. The Abraham Accords, which normalized relations between Israel, the UAE, and Bahrain, are a testament to this shift. However, these new alliances are built on fragile foundations. They are united primarily by their opposition to Iran, and deep-seated mistrust and historical baggage persist. Moreover, the Palestinian issue remains a major point of contention, and any escalation could threaten the newfound cooperation. Section 5. A call for global action. Netanyahu's speech was not merely a diagnosis of the Middle East's ills, it was a call to action. He urged the international community to abandon what he called the failed policy of appeasement towards Iran. He demanded tougher sanctions, increased diplomatic pressure, and a credible military threat to deter Iran's nuclear ambitions and support for terrorism. Netanyahu argued that a firm and united front is essential to curb Iran's destabilizing behavior and ensure regional security. His plea resonated with some world leaders, particularly those who share his concerns about Iran. However, others remain skeptical of his hawkish stance. They argue that isolating and threatening Iran will only exacerbate tensions and make a negotiated solution more elusive. Section 6. Netanyahu's vision, hope, or hyperbole. Netanyahu's UN address presented a clear, albeit controversial, vision of the Middle East. He painted a picture of a region divided between forces of progress and agents of chaos. His blessing and curse maps served as a stark visual representation. While his message resonated with some, it also drew criticism for its simplicity. The omission of Palestine highlighted the complexities he chose to ignore. Whether Netanyahu's vision will gain traction remains to be seen.